So, since tomorrow is Mother's Day, I am going to share with you guys my mother's story, okay? Meaning my story, okay? So, we'll start off with my relationship. I was in a long-term relationship with a guy that he worked his way into loving him, okay? Because at first I couldn't stand his ass because he was just like pick with me, like when you little kids and you pick with somebody that you like, he would do that, and it finally wore me down. And but I was madly in love with this man, and we were together for quite some time, and everything was fine. We were doing fine at the beginning, but then he just was not faithful, bottom line. And that was causing a lot of trouble because I do not like to share my men. And the thing is, if I was to go out and sleep with a man, baby, he would have tore the whole town up. Okay? He made that very clear that if you sleep with another man, everybody dying. But it's okay for you to do so. Anywho. But anyway, we had a very long relationship. And at the beginning, we were using protection. And, because I was like, look, I know better. My parents have taught me better. We using protection. And so that's what we did for a while. But then after we moved in together, that stopped. We did stop using protection. But it took me a very long time to get pregnant because I have lupus, I have osteoporosis, I have a rare osteoporosis. I have so many things, y'all. I'm not even going to go through everything that I have, health-wise, heart failure, just all types of things that can make a pregnancy very difficult. But it took me a long time to get pregnant because we had relations about 3 years without protection, and I never got pregnant up until that 4th year, and then I got pregnant. So by this time, my parents just didn't like him no more because they knew of his infidelities and they knew of some other things that was going on. And they didn't like that, especially my daddy. And my daddy is like the type that would sneak up on you and do a attack. And he had done some of those things without my knowledge. But that's neither here or there. But anyway, so when I got pregnant, I was ecstatic, okay? Because I did love this man. And I wanted to be his wife. And I had mentioned that to him at one point in time. I'm like, look, honey, you getting the milk, the cow, but I ain't got no ring on my finger. Okay, I'm ironing your drawers, I'm bringing you lunch, I'm giving you the I'm doing everything that a wife does, yet I ain't got no ring. So this nigga gave me a promise ring. I woosawed and I said that's okay because I'm not gonna pressure a man into marrying me. If he feels a promise ring is what I need right now, that's what we gonna deal with. So that time went on, and the next thing that happened was me getting pregnant. So now I had to tell my mom, okay? So I knew she was not gonna be happy. So I told my mom, I was like, Mommy, I'm pregnant. And she was like, you what? And I'm like, I'm pregnant. And she was like, oh, you are? Y'all playing this. You plan on getting pregnant. You and him knew better than da-da-da. You know your health. And I had to hear her whole speech. I was like, Mom, I didn't plan this. I promise you. I can't convince that woman to this day that I didn't plan that pregnancy. I did not plan that pregnancy. At first, I wanted to. But then when I found out he was sleeping with everybody, that went away quickly. But so she gonna try to dare me, and she was like, well, you gonna tell your daddy? And at this point in time, I know daddy don't like him, so I'm like, no, I'm not. She's like, yeah, you are. And my mom is very stubborn sometimes. but I learned from the best. So I was like, Mama, I'm going to tell you again, I ain't telling Daddy, so you might as well go and tell him. She was like, okay. So I was like, all right, you want to play with me. So when Daddy came home that day, I was like, hey, Daddy, give me a hug. I love you. I loved up on my daddy for like a good 5-10 minutes, gave him kisses and hugs, because I didn't know how long it was going to be before I saw him again. Hell, it could have been 9 months away. My mama was acting. So I was like, hey, okay, peace out, y'all. See y'all when I see y'all. So about 2 weeks later, it took about 2 weeks, and my mama finally told my daddy. And she called me. She was like, I told your daddy so you could bring your narrow behind back over here since you want to hide out. So I was like, all right. So when I went over there, my dad was like, so you're pregnant? So I was like, yes, sir. And he was like, you're not married. I don't like this young man. He's not treating you like a man should treat you. You know better than this. Why are you pregnant? Well, you know why I'm pregnant, Daddy. You know. So he was like, he wasn't happy with me. But he was like, are we happy? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, do you think he's going to be a good dad? And I was like, I think he's going to be an excellent dad. And he was like, okay, well, it's done now, so we're not going to do anything but support you. So I was like, that's why my daddy is the bomb. So everything was okay then. Now we're in a happy mood. Now we're getting ready for the baby. We're doing all this. We're learning the sex. We found out it was a boy. It was like so exciting, to do all those things. And but at this time, me and my ex boyfriend ex, I don't know what the hell to call him during the story. Me and him, we were not mixing well because he was still doing a lot of infidelity. So, where it gets hectic at is the night of my baby shower. We had my baby shower on a Sunday because it was a high-risk pregnancy. So what they told me was that we want you to spend the next your last 3 months in the hospital. Anytime you go into labor, we want you right here. So, I had to go, at the end of my second trimester. I had to go into the hospital that next day. So we had to have my baby shower early. So we had my baby shower on a Sunday. And I remember that Sunday night when he came over, because then I ain't even going to get into that. He was bringing some gifts over for some people that didn't come over. And it was just something that was like, would you stay here with me tonight? And he was like, yeah, well, I gotta go to the club. I got something to do at the club, and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, the club will be there next week. I promise you, the club ain't going nowhere. I need you right now. I tried to talk him into it for so long, and nope. He had to go to the club. So I was like, whatever. I'm not about to keep begging you, and you know what, that I need you. And so he went to the club. That night I heard all night. I woke up the next morning and I was in a lot of pain and I was bleeding. So I got up, I took a shower, and then I went on, about my day. 20 minutes later, I'm bleeding again and I'm hurting. So I called my mom and I'm panicking. I'm like, Mom, I'm hurting, I'm bleeding, I'm going to the hospital. So she's like, okay, I'll meet you there. She had my 2 nieces at the time, which were like 5 and 6, I think, at the time. They were really young. And we go to the hospital and we get the ultrasound, and the guy got this real weird look on his face. And I'm like, is he okay? Is my baby okay? Is my son okay? I just keep asking that question. He's like, yes, he's just fine. So that relaxed me. I was like, okay, he's fine. And then we get back into the room where my mom and my two nieces are. And then the doctor comes in there and he's just like, well, your baby's dying and you have fluid. The fluid is leaking out and you're dying too. You know, that could kill you. So we need to get all of that out of you. He said it just like that, like he was talking about a damn pimple, like a pimple needed to be busted. Not like, you know, just to sit there and say, well, your child's dying. So my first initial was to reach up and choke him. But my nieces were there, and I'm so serious. That was the only thing that made me not get violent, because I did not want to have them remember this for life. So after that, I was like, okay. So my mom trying to calm me down. I'm trying to be like, okay, what are we going to do? So they said, well, we're going to fly you out to St. Louis. We called the helicopter. We need to hurry up and get you there because it's filling your bloodstream. His heartbeat is getting very, very low. Your blood pressure is dropping very, very quickly. You could be dead in the next hour. You need to get on this plane, or this helicopter. So I'm like, okay. So they had told my mom that she could go. So then when the helicopter got there, they told her she couldn't go. So, baby, when I tell you she snapped, okay? Because St. Louis is 3 hours from us. And it was like, that's a 3-hour drive, and it takes 20 minutes in a helicopter. So do the math. So I get in the helicopter, they give me a pill, which puts me in labor. Now, for some odd reason, I thought I was going to just, I don't know. I thought they was going to put me to sleep and take the baby out. I didn't think I was going to have to deliver the baby. You know, and I was hoping to God that he would still be alive and something can happen, you know, that could save him. Because all they kept telling me was, if we get you to 7 months, everything will be fine. So, they gave me this pill, and when I was on the helicopter, I could feel a drop. I felt my baby drop, okay? Now, I had told the lady that got me off the helicopter, I told that lady that, I said, I could feel him. He's moving down. They told me, oh, no, you're nervous. You're a first-time mother. You just don't know what's going on. Bitch, I know what a drop feel like. Don't act like I'm dumb. So we on the elevator, and all of a sudden I hit a pain, and baby, I mean, I screamed like. So the man that was on the helicopter with us talking about something, it's not that damn bad. So the nurse, which was a gangster to the fullest, she hit that stop and she was like, get your ass off this elevator. You ain't never had to deliver no baby. You don't know what. She went smooth off, okay? So I was like, I couldn't thank her in that moment because I was hurting. But I kept telling them, I was like, this baby is coming out. It's coming out. It's coming out. They kept telling me, no, you're just nervous. So by the time they had them little walkie-talkies, by the time we get around the corner, she get on the walkie-talkie and she says, she keeps saying the baby is dropping, the baby's coming out. You know, I think she's nervous, but she keeps saying it, so I just want you guys to know. So when we go around the corner, there's the doctor. So here I am, like, somebody need to help me. Somebody need to help me. So he lifts up the cover, and what do you see? He's like, the head's out, the head's out. What the? I'm like, what? What? So that's how I went into labor. Like, they just started rushing me into a room, and I had them. Now, due to the fact that you can only do 15 minutes of, the story, unless you want to pay for it, and I'm not going to start doing that until I have enough followers. There's going to be a part 2, so I'm going to stop this right now, and I'm going to start part 2, okay? So here comes part 2.